In the annals of papal history, few figures loom as large or as controversially as Pope Julius II. His legacy is a blend of military prowess, political acumen, and a fervent dedication to the arts, making him one of the most intriguing and multifaceted popes in history. Known as the warrior pope or Il Papa Terribile, Julius II shattered the image of the pontiff as merely a spiritual leader. He redefined the role of the pope, merging the spiritual with the temporal, and often leading his troops into battle himself. He was a man of action, a skilled military strategist, and a ruthless politician who would not hesitate to draw his sword in defense of the papal states. His military campaigns were not just about territorial expansion, but also about consolidating the power and influence of the papacy. His papacy, spanning from 1503 to 1513, was a tumultuous period marked by constant warfare, ambitious artistic projects, and a relentless drive to restore the papacy to its former glory. Julius II was not just a warrior, he was also a patron of the arts, commissioning works from some of the greatest artists of the Renaissance, including Michelangelo and Raphael. Born Giuliano della Rovere in 1443, Julius II's life was intertwined with power and ambition from a young age. His early years were marked by a rigorous education and a deep immersion in the political and religious currents of his time. His uncle, Pope Sixtus IV, elevated him to the cardinalate, setting the stage for a career marked by both political maneuvering and genuine piety. This early elevation provided him with the opportunities and connections that would later prove crucial in his rise to the papacy. Julius II's story is a fascinating tapestry woven from threads of war, art, and religious fervor. His patronage of the arts led to the creation of some of the most iconic works of the Renaissance, while his military campaigns reshaped the political landscape of Italy. He was a complex and contradictory figure, a man who could be both charming and ruthless, devout and deeply ambitious. His actions and decisions were often driven by a desire to strengthen the church and its influence, even if it meant engaging in warfare and political intrigue. This essay delves into the life and times of Julius II, exploring his military exploits, his patronage of the arts, and his lasting impact on the papacy and the course of Western history. Through his actions, Julius II left an indelible mark on the world, blending the sacred and the secular in ways that continue to resonate to this day. Giuliano della Rovere's early life provided a glimpse into the world of power and influence that would shape his destiny. Born into a noble but impoverished family in the picturesque region of Liguria, young Giuliano's early years were marked by both privilege and hardship. His family, though noble, struggled to maintain their status and wealth in a rapidly changing world. Giuliano's fortunes changed dramatically when his uncle, Francesco della Rovere, ascended to the papal throne as Sixtus IV in 1471. This event catapulted the della Rovere family into the epicenter of power within the Catholic Church. Giuliano, with his keen intellect and ambitious nature, quickly caught the attention of his influential uncle. Recognizing his nephew's intelligence and ambition, Sixtus IV bestowed upon him numerous benefices and appointed him Cardinal-Bishop of Ostia, one of the most prestigious positions in the Church. This appointment was not merely a gesture of familial favor, but a strategic move to ensure the della Rovere family's continued influence within the Vatican. Giuliano proved to be a shrewd and capable administrator, overseeing papal territories and navigating the treacherous waters of Renaissance politics. His administrative acumen and political savvy earned him respect and admiration among his peers, further solidifying his position within the Church. He demonstrated a keen intellect and a deep understanding of both canon law and military strategy. His ability to blend scholarly pursuits with practical governance made him a formidable figure in the ecclesiastical hierarchy. When Sixtus IV died in 1484, Giuliano was among the leading candidates for the papacy. His extensive experience and proven leadership made him a natural choice for the role of the Supreme Pontiff. However, he was passed over in favor of the more pliable Innocent VIII. This decision was influenced by the complex web of alliances and rivalries that characterized the College of Cardinals at the time. Undeterred by this setback, Giuliano spent the next 2 decades consolidating his power base and forging alliances within the College of Cardinals. He understood that patience and strategic alliances were key to achieving his ultimate goal. He used his wealth and influence to secure support, all the while carefully cultivating an image of piety and reform. His acts of charity and devotion to the Church's mission endeared him to many, further strengthening his position. When Innocent VIII died in 1492, Giuliano was once again a front-runner for the papacy. His years of preparation and strategic maneuvering had positioned him as a leading candidate. Yet, fate had other plans, and the infamous Rodrigo Borgia, through a combination of bribery and political maneuvering, secured the papal throne, becoming Pope Alexander VI. This outcome was a testament to the volatile and often corrupt nature of papal elections during the Renaissance, where power and influence frequently overshadowed piety and virtue. The reign of Alexander VI and his son Cesare Borgia was a tumultuous period in Italian history. Their rule was marked by a series of conflicts and power struggles that left an indelible mark on the Italian peninsula. Cesare Borgia in particular was known for his military prowess and cunning political maneuvers, which earned him both admiration and fear. The Borgias' ruthless pursuit of power and their blatant disregard for traditional morality appalled many, including Giuliano della Rovere. Their actions were seen as a direct threat to the stability and moral fabric of the Italian states. Giuliano, a staunch opponent of the Borgias, was vocal in his condemnation of their methods and ambitions. Forced into exile in France, Giuliano witnessed firsthand the devastating impact of French ambition on the Italian peninsula. The French invasion and subsequent occupation of Italian territories highlighted the vulnerability of the region and the need for a strong, unified response. During his time in France, Giuliano forged important alliances and gained valuable insights into the political dynamics of the time. He recognized the need for a strong papacy to counter the growing influence of foreign powers and to restore order to the fractured Italian states. Giuliano believed that only a powerful and assertive pope could unite the Italian states and protect them from external threats. His vision for the papacy was one of both spiritual and temporal authority. When Alexander VI died in 1503, Giuliano della Rovere saw his opportunity. The death of Alexander VI created a power vacuum that Giuliano was determined to fill. He returned to Rome with a clear plan and a renewed sense of purpose, ready to take on the challenges that lay ahead. He returned to Rome determined to claim the papacy he had long coveted. Giuliano's return was marked by a series of strategic moves aimed at securing the support of key political and religious figures. His determination and ambition were evident to all who encountered him. Through a combination of astute diplomacy, strategic alliances, and perhaps a touch of the same ruthlessness he had condemned in the Borgias, Giuliano secured the necessary votes and was elected Pope Julius II. His election was a turning point in the history of the papacy, signaling a new era of assertive and dynamic leadership. From the outset, Julius II made it clear that his pontificate would be unlike any other. He was determined to leave a lasting legacy and to reshape the role of the papacy in both spiritual and political terms. His vision was ambitious, and he was willing to take bold steps to achieve it. He was determined to restore the papal states to their former glory, not only as a spiritual center but also as a major political force in Italy. Julius II believed that a strong and independent papal state was essential for the stability and prosperity of the region. He embarked on a series of military and diplomatic campaigns to achieve this goal. To achieve this goal, he embraced the role of a warrior pope, personally leading armies into battle and forging alliances to expel foreign powers from Italy. Julius II's military campaigns were aimed at reclaiming lost territories and asserting the authority of the papacy. His efforts were met with both success and controversy, but they ultimately solidified his reputation as one of the most formidable popes in history. Section 4. The Shadow of Cesare Borgia. While Julius II despised the methods of Cesare Borgia, he recognized the effectiveness of Borgia's military strategies and the importance of a strong military presence. Borgia, the Duke of Valentinois, had demonstrated the power of a well-trained and disciplined army in consolidating control over the Romagna region. Julius II understood that to restore papal authority, he needed to emulate, at least in part, the military prowess of his predecessor's son. Julius II embarked on a series of military campaigns that earned him the moniker, the Warrior Pope. He donned armor, led troops into battle, and proved to be a surprisingly adept military strategist. His campaigns were not without their critics, who saw them as a betrayal of the Church's spiritual mission. However, Julius II argued that a strong temporal power was necessary to ensure the Church's spiritual independence. He understood that the papacy's survival depended on its ability to defend itself in a world where power was often measured in terms of military might. Julius II's military campaigns, while controversial, were ultimately successful in restoring the papal states to their former glory and securing the papacy's independence from foreign control. Section 5. Michelangelo's patron, the Sistine Chapel Commission. While Julius II's military campaigns dominated the early years of his pontificate, his patronage of the arts left an equally enduring legacy. He was a discerning patron who understood the power of art to inspire, elevate, and legitimize his rule. His most famous artistic endeavor was undoubtedly the commissioning of Michelangelo to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. The story of the Sistine Chapel ceiling is legendary. Michelangelo, primarily a sculptor, was initially reluctant to take on the project. He considered himself a sculptor, not a painter, and the sheer scale of the task was daunting. However, Julius II was insistent, and Michelangelo eventually agreed. The resulting masterpiece, completed between 1508 and 1512, is a testament to both Michelangelo's genius and Julius II's vision. The frescoes, depicting scenes from the Book of Genesis, transformed the Sistine Chapel into a sublime work of art and a powerful symbol of the papacy's spiritual authority. The ceiling remains one of the most awe-inspiring artistic achievements in history, a testament to the fruitful collaboration between a demanding pope and a reluctant but ultimately brilliant artist.